Before we begin, just make sure to subscribe to our channel Freshers Now and hit the bell icon to stay updated with all the latest videos from Freshers Now.
Welcome back to another video from Freshers Now. Today's video is going to be about AIIMS Mangalagiri Faculty Recruitment 2021. So here are the basic details. The organization name is All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Mangalagiri. Post name Faculty Group A for Professor, Additional Professor, Associate Professor and Assistant Professor. The total number of vacancies are 116. Starting date is on 29th of January 2021 and the closing date will be on 28th of February. You can apply through online and offline as well. The job location is in Mangalagiri, Andhra Pradesh, and here is the official website. You can check it out if you need further information. Moving on to the vacancy details, for the post of a professor it is 23, for additional professor 21, for associate professor 25, for assistant professor 47, and in total we have 116 vacancies. And this is the education qualification requirement for the post of a professor, as you can see. For the essential for medical candidates, medical qualification included in the 1 or 2 schedule or part 2 of the 3rd schedule to the Indian Medical Council Act of 1956, and as per the conditions of this act, which will be specified in section 13 of 3 of this act, and postgraduate qualification MD or an MS with a recognized qualification from a university or institute in a relevant discipline or the subject. MCH for surgical super specialties and a DM years or 3 or 5 years from a recognized course, and also the qualification which should be recognized. The experience, 14 years of teaching or research experience in a recognized institute in the subject of specialty after obtaining the qualification degree of MD or an MS with qualification recognized equivalent, 12 years of teaching or research experience in a recognized institute, obtaining the degree of MCH DM 2 years or 5 years of the course, 11 years of teaching or the research experience in a recognized institute in the subject of specialization that you have been doing. And in the same category of a professor, this is for all the non-medical candidates, a postgraduate qualification, example, a master's degree in the discipline or the allied subject, and the experience, 14 years of teaching or the research experience in their discipline or the subject concerned after obtaining the doctoral degree. Further, for the post of the additional professor, essential for medical candidates is the same as the professor under the medical field, and the experience, 10 years of teaching or research experience in a recognized institute in the subject of specialty after obtaining a qualifying degree of MD or an MS. That will be set as their education qualification. Coming to the essentiality for super specialty disciplines, it is same as a professor which is mentioned in the medical category. DM in the respective discipline or subject of medical super specialties, and MCH in the respective discipline or the subject for surgical super specialties accordingly. For the post of the additional professor, the experience requirement is as follows: 8 years of teaching or research experience in a recognized institute in the subject of specialty after obtaining the qualifying degree of DM or MCH, 2 or 5 years recognized course after doing their MBBS in their respective discipline or their subject of study, 7 years of teaching or research experience in a recognized institute along with their subject of specialty. MCH in the equivalent also is qualified. For the non-medical candidates, it is the same as a professor. For non-medical category, the experience is 10 years of teaching or research experience in discipline or subject concerned after obtaining their doctoral degree. For the associate professor, medical candidates, it is the same as mentioned for the professor medical field, and experience requirement is as follows: 6 years of teaching or research experience in a recognized institute in their subject of specialization, a qualification recognized which will be equivalent as well. For super specialty disciplines, the same as the mentioned in the professor category under medical field, DM in the respective discipline subject for medical super specialties, MCH in their respective disciplines or the subject for surgical super specialties, 2 or 3 years or 5 years recognized course should be be provided. And then the experience is as follows: 4 years of teaching or a research experience and in a recognized institute, 2 or 5 years recognized course after doing their MBBS in their respective discipline, 3 years of teaching or research experience in a recognized institution in the subject of specialty for the candidates who are possessing 3 years recognized DM or an MCH in the equivalent field. Then essentials for the non-medical candidates, which is the same as of mentioned in the post of a professor under non-medical category, and the experience 6 years of teaching or research experience in their subject of specialization. And for the assistant professor post is the same as mentioned for the professor under medical category. The experience is of 3 years of teaching or research experience in a recognized institute in the subject of specialty after obtaining their qualifying degree of MD or an MS. And essentials for super specialty disciplines under this category, it will be the same requirement as mentioned for the professor post under the medical category, DM in the respective discipline or subject for medical super specialties, and MCH in the respective discipline or subject for surgical super specialties, with 2 or 3 or 5 years recognized course or a qualification which will be recognized as well. For assistant professor, the experience requirement is as follows: 1 year of teaching or research experience in a recognized institute in the subject specialty or the discipline after obtaining the qualifying degree of DM or an MCH, 2 or 5 years recognized course after doing their MBBS in their respective disciplines or of their subject of specialization. And however, there is no such experience is necessary for the candidates who are possessing 3 years recognized degree of DM or an MCH in the equivalent field. Then for the non-medical candidates, it is the same as mentioned for the post of a professor under the non-medical category. The experience is 3 years of teaching or a research experience in the discipline of subject concerned after obtaining their doctoral degree. The selection process is as follows: duly constituted standing selection committee will be conducting the selection process for all of the posts which are mentioned. And here is the application fees. For UR OBC it is rupees 3,000. SC and ST it is rupees 2,500, and PWD candidates are exempted from paying the application fees. The age limit is as follows: for professor and additional professor it's the same, not exceeding 58 years of age, and for associate professor, assistant professor it is not exceeding 50 years of age. And the salary details for the post of professor, the salary details are 1,60,000 per month. Under the contract basis, it can land up to 2,20,000. For additional professor, the salary is 1,48,000 around, and for salary under the contract basis, it is going to be 2 lakhs per month. For associate professor, 1,38,000, and then under contract basis, it's going to be 1,88,000. For assistant professor, the salary is 1 lakh, and for the contract basis, it's going to be around 1,42,000 accordingly. Moving on to how to apply. This is a link of how to apply. The same link will be headed down even in the description box as well. So you can check it out and get the direct access of the link of how to apply. Furthermore, if you have any doubts or if you need any clarifications regarding this, you can place them in the comment section below and we will answer your queries. Don't forget to like, share and also subscribe to Freshers Now for more learning and placement videos. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching. Stay tuned by subscribing to our channel Freshers Now for more learning and placement videos.